Vijay, yeah, welcome. Welcome to this live broadcast of Farouk versus Yemi. Interesting game so far. 1-0, the scoreline is. Farouk still looking for more goals in this game. Let's get you up to speed with who is currently top in the eGames League table. Mitch up in the table. And then I don't think you would want to let go of that at all because later today, by 6:20 p.m., Mitch will be playing against uh, Killer Freak. Yes, Mitch will be playing against Killer Freak. So it promises to be a very interesting encounter. We hope it lives up to the billing. Ezekiel, what do you think so far? Mitch won his game 6-1, and then there was a controversial game that had Killer Freak versus Fleek, yet to be decided. And then Kenny just concluded game. We saw Kenny versus Musi. It ended 5 goals to 4. What do you think going into today's game? And then Farouk is currently leading against Yemi 1 goal to 0. What do you think is going to our goals game is going to look like today compared to what we had
Well,
yesterday?
all right, yes. Good afternoon to you and good afternoon to you, the viewers. You're welcome to the coverage of the eGames League 2025. We started yesterday and we have continued today. We've seen games today so far, and the good thing is we've seen goals. And with the way things are going, there will be plenty of goals. And the big guns as well have played, and there is one of them that's Farouk currently playing, and he is in the lead as we expected. But we have not seen the end of 90 minutes. Anything can happen because the competition we've seen from yesterday has shown that even the big guns, they will get it tough here. If you are to emerge as a champion here, you would be a worthy champion because everybody that is here, we ain't playing here, and everybody has their eyes on the prize. So for me, it's going to be exciting. I'm expecting more goals here, and I'm expecting Farouk to win this game, but I don't expect a mouth-watering scoreline. The last game we saw ended by 5 goals to 4. The winner had to come back from a deficit, but this one, I think Farouk will win this game, but I'm not expecting him to score a lot of goals. But he should get 3 points here. I mean, he should get it.
I think when it comes to scoring lots of goals, uh, there's someone we can always, look at and say he might not necessarily score all the goals, like the likes of me to score or Killer Freak, but he would always get the much needed 3 points. And Farouk is just like that. Farouk and Adefola, they are very similar. What do you think? Do you think uh, when you are good at something, when you're good at you know uh, at this sport, it makes you automatically not chasing goals. Like you just want to contain yourself, get 3 points, and then lock shop.
Yes, definitely. Both of them keep showing their professionalism because there are times that you would get opportunities to score a lot of goals, but there are times that all that matters is the 3 points, and that is what the both of them have shown so far. They might not get to score a lot of goals,
This
but that three
the, the,
points
the
will not
second goal
pass
has
them by.
entered. A beautiful goal by Farouk. Farouk just got the second goal in this game. And then, trust me, he's looking to add more. But we have Yemi probing, Yemi asking all the questions. He wants to get goals in this game as well, just to,
Well,
if for nothing, just to reduce the deficit. Beauty,
Yemi still has
beauty
a
of a
lot of
goal by
time on his
Yemi.
side.
Beauty. 2-1.
Yemi still has a lot of time on his side. I mean, he could try and see if
Yeah,
he can
54
reduce his
minutes on the clock.
deficit definitely, and he can indeed come back and reduce this. But let's see how it goes. It's half time already. Let's see if Yemi will come back. But this game looks done and dusted for me because Faruka,
Oh, the
we
third
know
goal
what
for
to do.
Farouk. Currently 3-1. Farouk just, got the third goal. and that's almost done and dusted for him. By his standards, you expect him to wrap this game up. I mean, if you can, you know, with how many minutes to go? Like we have just 8 minutes on the clock now, and you know, it's almost done and dusted. Farouk looks likely to win this game 3-1. It is right now. Farouk is looking for a
Yes,
fourth.
yes, definitely. And the young man, I've seen an opportunity for him to finally get to score more than a goal in the match, and he is taking it, and he now understands that aside the 3 points, the goal is another thing that matters here, and he
Hmm.
will take this as a bonus, and
And
getting
the
the
thing
three
about
points and
Yemi,
getting more
Yemi
to
is actually looking to reduce the goal deficit because if you look at the statistic, you look at yesterday's result, uh, Yemi didn't really have it good. You know, he lost one, he won the other. So uh, he needs to at least, if for nothing, he would, you know, use the goal, the margin of the loss between himself and Farouk.
Yeah, definitely. And unfortunately, at this time is no longer his friend. Anything he wants to do, he has to do it now. And if he is to find any form of redemption, or if he is to reduce this deficit, he has to do it now. But against a Farouk, that would be so difficult. But let's see how it goes there as he's trying to mastermind one or two, but that the defense of Faruka is not allowing him any space or try to do anything. Let's see
Farouk,
how it goes.
Farouk, Farouk, Farouk has plus 7 goal difference. That meaning that when you remove the goals he has scored, and then you remove the goals he has conceded from the ones he has scored, he currently has plus 7 goal difference. Do you see goal difference as something that these players would want to focus on, knowing fully well that there's a 200,000 naira prize for whoever as the highest goal scored at the end of the tournament?
Yes, definitely, yeah, because aside the prize money, they will see it as an added incentive, and even if
Farouk has a free
one
kick.
or two persons, definitely, he can take this one. Let's just see if somebody can call this in, looking like a good angle for me, and it should be something he should be able to take. He's trying
Oh,
to.
whiskers, very close. I mean,
That was close.
Farouk,
Ooh, that
guilty,
was really really close.
guilty. 4 goes to 1. Farouk has just
And
scored. Shortly.
it's over. It's over. 4 goes to 1. It's over for me. And Farouk has won the game. This time around, he didn't just win, but he won in a grand style. Getting
I
three
think
points and
at
getting
this
four
point,
goals. That's a
Yemi should
win-win
just
for me.
reduce the number of goals he's going to concede from this game because it can well affect him on the table.
Yeah, definitely. And he also needs to work on his defending. If you cannot score, make sure that at least you have it very tight at the back. But for the way things
Hmm.
are, Yemi
True.
is not having anything at the back, and the attack is not as sharp as it used to be, and the defense is, I would say, like it's leaking water, and the water is leaking
Hmm.
left, right, and center. And with that type of form, Ayemi might not go far in this competition. Well, the good news is this is a league. You might get to lose and maybe come back in the next 2 games. Go and recharge, go and learn more, go and study your opponents, and learn their strengths and weaknesses, and learn how best you can structure yourself against one or two. So he has time on his side, and it's a league, it's not a cup, so he has time. We're just hoping that he can learn from these first 2 games, first 3, 4 games, and in the next couple of matches, we get to see him in a more glorifying form.
Hmm.
Well, it's just Farouk trying to see if he can wind down the clock and maybe get one or two more goals. That was close, if not for the goalkeeper. He knows he has won this game. Just wind down the clock and see if he can maybe lick in one or two. Just try and no much pressure. Let's get to pass the ball around, make sure we don't concede. But when we have the ball, we just maybe
Whoa!
entertain the fans, entertain the fans and entertain the audience. But Yami might just go here. Oh, that was not according to plan for Farouk as he considered the goal, but uh, fortunately he's having just a two-goal deficit, a two-goal lead, so he can
Brilliant,
afford
brilliantly done. What
to
a tip!
to to
Oh, missed 4-2 on the scorecard now, and then oh, it's the final score, 4 goals to
oh,
two, and it's ended.
that was
Farouk,
close.
yeah, ricochet on the crossbar, very close. 4-2 final
Yeah,
score.
4-2.
Farouk winning that particular one. What do you have to say?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely a 4-2. It was a game of professionalism by Farouk, getting sure he gets 3 points and gets 3 goals. But unfortunately, this time around, he could not keep it so tight at the back as he conceded 2 goals. But he might not really get to worry so much about it. He got the win, but goals, the goal margin. I just hope it does not get to haunt him because you cannot be scoring and be conceding at the same time. You need the balance. If this game has ended 4-1, I guess we have been the more happier person. But this game ending 4-2, and then with the fact that the other big guns are as well as not conceding, like he just conceded, he might not really feel pumped and feel energized. But the good thing is he won. He won by 4 goals to 2, and he can just relax and start preparing for the next game as well.
Hmm. Interesting. Hopefully, we'll get to see Anif versus Adefola very soon. I think the technical team are working on that particular one. Anif versus Adefola. Shortly, we should be seeing visuals from that particular game. What are you expecting from Anif versus Adefola?
Well, I'm expecting to see a much more entertaining game. Both players, they are pros and they've played at the highest level when it comes to e-games in this country. They know each other very well, and I
Mm,
expect that they would know how to counter one another. But Adefola has the upper hand here because we saw him yesterday. He was able to grind point against his opponents, and he was able to indeed show himself. But Anif, on the other hand, in this match is the underdog, but he is one underdog that you would not want to underrate because he has shown that when it comes to e-games, he is also a force to reckon with. So it's going to be exciting. It's going to be mind blowing. This unlike the first 2 games that we could easily predict. This one I cannot predict this one because both players, they know one another and they know that anybody can win here. But
mm,
Adefola probably has a slight edge here, but the gap between both of them is not gap, and it is something that can just be reached by just Hanif winning today. But let's see how it goes.
mm.
For me, it's probably we might be set to see the first draw in this competition because
Interesting, interesting. And true, we've not seen an official draw yet, but we recorded a draw in the controversial game that had Killer Freak versus I think Killer Freak versus what's the name, Flick. That game was very controversial, but I think the um, authorities will look into that game before night falls. We should get a concrete decision from them as regards the final outcome of that game. But it ended 90 minutes, 3 goals to Killer Freak, 3 goals to Flick, right at the death of the game. Now, as we await visuals from Anif versus Adefola, let me just tell you that Rufai will be taking on Baji Jr. right after that game, and then we'll have Imaji taking on Rhymes Bobo. Interesting match that will be. Imaji, you know, had a decent, would I? A good game. Yeah, he had a good game yesterday. And going into today's game against Rhymes Bobo, who is ranked seventh in Nigeria. Do you foresee any upset in today's games compared to yesterday when we had upset where we saw crazy score lines in the game against Rufai versus Indaboski and also Boyd versus Indaboski?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Indaboski is one guy that you might say he did not prepare for this competition or he's not up to speed, or maybe he has not been able to sharpen himself in the past couple of events like the others have done. So, the other games, I'm expecting to see a lot of upsets. I'm expecting to see a lot of goals, and I'm expecting to see so many surprises as it has shown so far from yesterday that the big guns might be the big guns, but the gap between the big guns and the small guns is not as wide as it used to be. So anybody can beat anybody here just by
Hmm.
taking your chances and by playing well and by making sure that you're able to counter whatever the opponent is bringing. You can't get that victory. So I'm expecting to
Hmm.
see a lot of uh, surprising results. And I'm also looking forward to seeing in Daboski as well because as somebody who considered that high amount of goals yesterday, he
Oh,
should be
close
able
to
to have,
19 goals. Let, let,
yeah,
let, let, let
he
let
should
me
be able to have asked himself some questions and he should be able to have re-strategized and
he
do
considered
everything
19 goals.
yeah. So he
that's
should,
that's a
it
lot.
should yeah, it's gonna be like a whole lot for him. But after conceding 19 goals, he should have been able to have re-strategized and he should have been able to have asked himself some questions that what went wrong for him yesterday, and how best can he ensure that he does not get to concede uh, the amount of goals that he conceded and how he can make sure he scores more goals today. So I'm looking forward to seeing his games. I'm looking forward to seeing the other guys play, and let's get to see. But for me, there will be a lot of surprises in this competition today, and there will be
Hmm.
a lot of mouth-watering score lines as well.
Hmm. Interesting. I think for all it's worth, I should tell you, the listeners, that one thing you should expect when Anif plays against Adefola is the fact that you would see a lot of up through balls from Anif. Anif loves to play up through, and trust me, Anif will give you a lot of that up through balls.
Yes, definitely. And aside from the up through buzzer, he's someone that has shown that if you give him the chances, he can punish you. And if he punishes you, he can also keep it tight at the back if the situation arises. So let's just get to enjoy this game. And at the end of 90 minutes, will be knowing where the pendulum would swing. But for me, this is a very, very close one. I mean, aside that the other game, we hoping that that will not end in a draw. This might also be a potential draw we'll be seeing here as well.
Hmm, interesting. We wait for visuals from Anif versus Adefola. Currently, the rock bottom team is in the Boski. In the Boski is currently rock bottom. We expect him to get his first point against Wesley. If going by what you've said, Ezekiel, come on. If you're a wounded lion coming into today's encounter, you should be able to give it your all against Wesley and get at least a point.
Yes, definitely. I mean, he has lost. They say he who is down fears no foe. I mean, he lost scandalously yesterday, and at this point in time, he is down. I mean, losing, he shouldn't be scared of losing. So he should just come on out, play his game, and show that he does not concede like he did yesterday. Keep it tight at the back, and also ensure that the attack is flourishing. The midfield is supplying, and the strikers have to score. So if he can indeed make sure all of these things are in place, I expect that he would redeem himself after falling yesterday. But right now we have Anif playing, and Anif is playing. Let's see what happens at the end of 90 minutes.
Hmm. Okay, the highest goal scorer so far has been those who played against Indaboski. Hopefully, Indaboski can correct the wrongs of yesterday and, put everything into today's encounter and ensure that he gets good points today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, after conceding over 19 goals yesterday, and scoring not even up to 10 goals, so he has a lot to do. He has to make sure that that goal difference is not so visible because he now needs to win, and he now needs to ensure that he does not get to concede another goal because that would not be doing him any good on the league table. So he has to. Make it tight at the back and also make sure that uh, the
Versus
the attack is not slipping. So this game so far, we're having Anif trying to see if he can break down the opponent here, but the opponent is not, giving him any space. But the game is still ongoing. We are trying to see if Anif might get to score. This is looking like a chance. Oh, and it is in. It is in that we have the first goal of the game. So far, so good. The first goal of the game has come, and it is in. In against Hanifa. He has considered the first goal against Defola. Defola has scored, and it is a one goal to nothing. Hanifa taking the lead. But the good news is that Adefola has a lot of time to see if he can come back in this game. Adefola with the ball now is trying to orchestrate something in Adefola, trying to go from the attack, but Anifa, can indeed try and get that one.
One goal
Really,
to
really
zero
very,
in favor of Adefola.
yeah,
Adefola is
definitely, and
probing.
yeah, definitely, and he's trying to see if he can indeed,
Up
try
through.
and keep it more
Up,
tight.
up through by Anif. You expect that. You always expect Anif. Oh, go ball. What a miss. Great save. Great save. I think great save should be the word. Great save by Adefola to deny Anif of his opener.
That was close. That was so close.
Ricochet. The ball just ricocheted the goalpost. Beauty.
Uh,
Beauty of a
and
strike.
Anif is trying to see if he can come back in this game because he has. That was close again. That was so close from here. That was closer, really close. That would have been 1-1 for me, but Defola has the upright to thank for this. But the good news is that Anif,
Anif.
still has a lot of time. Anif in the defense, trying to see if he can move from attack. Anif again going to the midfield. Anif, looking for one or two true balls. And that was a fantastic pass to the winger. And let's see if he can square this. Oh, he just couldn't. The final third was not as good. The winger trying to make things happen, twisting to the left, twisting to the right, turning left, turning right, trying to make it. That was a fantastic pass. Can he get the killer? Good defended by Anif on this one. Anif trying to go on the counter, but Adefola should stop this one. And we are seeing Adefola now going from the left angle, a little good step over, but Anif can defend that one. Anif with the ball again, trying to see if he can indeed try and make things happen. Anif with the ball from the right hand circle. Oh, he could not beat the man, and Adefola is coming back, and Adefola now trying to orchestrate something from the midfielder. And we have Adefola now going, trying to spray one or two passes together, and that was a beautiful pass. This should be it now. Definitely, it is now
Oh,
2-1,
2
2-1,
2.
2-1. Adefola now with the lead, with the advantage. It is still first half to be, and we have seen three goals, and this probably is the most exciting game for today so far. And this could be yes,
Exactly.
two, 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 two. Oh, oh my word, 2-2 scoreline. I mean, this is just exciting, and this is just the first half. This is just the first half, and both players are going at each other. I said it that Adefola might be the big gun here, but they know each other, and the margin between both of them is not too long, and that is what we are seeing. And maybe this game might just be a draw. But let's see how it goes here. And definitely, need for the ball now, trying to orchestrate something from the midfielder to the winger, and the winger tries to see if he can beat the defender. And that was a beautiful pass by Anifa with the ball now, giving it to the striker, and that should be a goal. That was a beautiful interception. Now he should whip this one in. Oh, Defola with that good defending, and with the ball right now, we are having Defola trying to orchestrate something with the winger, but the winger could not beat the man of Anif. We are having Defola now, Anif right now with the ball. That was a good pass. And this should be in. Fantastic save by the goalkeeper. Brilliant save by the goalkeeper. And if takes this corner, takes it shorter, we've not seen anybody that's a corner expert here so far. But the good news is this is a league and we get to see a lot of things. We've seen players, we saw somebody score free kick yesterday. We saw one or two free kicks yesterday, but we've not seen a corner kick expert so far. And my eyes are on that. I'm looking forward to seeing a corner kick expert.
I,
We've
I,
seen a
I think
penalty
I
kick
think Killer
expert.
Freak scored corner kick yesterday.
Yeah, that was just one. Yeah, I think he scored one. But aside
Yeah,
that,
that was just one.
we've not we've not really
True.
seen someone that you would say, all right, this is someone that with a corner, he's really, really deadly with the ball. But we will
Mm.
definitely find out.
A
But this game,
specialist.
yeah, yeah, a specialist indeed. But this game has been exciting, like we said earlier. Both players they know each other. Although Adefola is the big gun here, but the gap between him and Anif is not that wide, and it's just a matter of one win, and Anif with topple him, and maybe we might get to see that in today's encounter or not. But let's see. We have a
Hanif!
45 minutes. Oh, that was close. That was really, really close. That was really, really close. Uh, that was closer, and that was Anif trying to get it up. Yeah, 3-2, 3-2,
Beauty.
3-2.
Beautiful goal.
Anif, came from the break and came with the banker is now at 3-2 in favor of Anif. And the question now is what can Adefola do here? What can he do here? And the big question mark is on Adefola. What can he do? How can he respond to this? Remember, he has conceded and he has scored as well, but he would not want to go down because he is the big dog here. But the bad news is the margin between him and Anifa is not wide. So we will not find it easy. But let's see how it goes here. Adefola with the ball from the right winger, trying to beat the defender, but Anifa is defending so well. Adefola trying to spring in one or two passes, but Anifa intercepts that so well. Anif with the ball, giving it to the left winger, and the left winger just has a one man to beat. He goes for the short pass instead, and so bringing in the ones and twos alongside his teammates, and trying to make space for himself. But Adefola recovers from this, and Adefola is trying to try and continue seeing if he can equalize this. But he has to go in between two defenders, but he chooses to go back, and he has created that space. Can he take the shot? A good
Sure.
defending, good
Woo!
defending
Beautiful
by
defense.
Hanifa. That was a good defending, good sliding, and making sure that he does not concede. But Adefola still has time. Adefola coming from the right, he takes that defender to his village and he brings him back. And we have that's a goal. That's the equalizer finally. 3-3. 3-3 in this game. Adefola against Hanif. 3 goes to 3. But there is still time.
And if
Hanif
he's
has
probing,
time. Definitely, there is still time in the game. We are having Hanifa from the left hand side
and if
trying
he's
to
looking
beat
for his
two
first
defenders.
point in this tournament, and if he's yet
Yeah,
to win a game,
definitely. And
goal that will come up shortly. And if in the next couple of seconds, we should be getting that particular one. And if has just uh, broken the tie. It's
beautiful,
now
beautiful. That was a
3.
beautiful,
True.
beautiful up
That's a
through.
typical Anif goal.
Definitely. I mean, a beautiful up through with that pass, taking a form, diagonal form from the top, and the control with the killer strike from the striker to ensure that the ball is at the back of the net, and it is now 4-3. And that was upside. I was thinking that maybe, and if I want to finish this one by scoring the fifth goal, but the referee blows the whistle for offside, and the game continues. It is still Anifa trying to orchestrate something from the right hander. Anifa giving the ball to the defender. The defender, gives chips the ball over, but Adefola is alive to that one. He clears the danger. Adefola in the midfield with the ball, trying to make sure that he caught this deficit. Adefola trying to get the ball, but Hanifa, defending that, and now Hanifa has a chance to try and make things happen, but Adefola caught that ball. We are having Hanif again. Hanif with the ball, but Adefola is trying to try and get a goal. Adefola with a good chance. This might just be it, but a good defending by Hanifa. Hanifa defends that one so well. The game is still ongoing. Hanifa trying to keep it tight at the back. Now doing the 1-2 passing. I just hope this 1-2 passing he does not get to cry because he's doing it in the defense, and there is still time. When you are playing against a champion like Fola, there is time for everything. You don't get to pass like you are winning that by 7 goals to nothing. But I don't know, maybe he's trying to kill time here, but I really don't understand what he's doing here. You are playing against an Adefola. You now choose to turn this to exhibition. Let's see how it goes. Maybe this is a technique by him to kill the time, but he does not look interested to go forward. And I hope this does not
Work
haunt him at
against
the
him.
end of the day. Yeah, definitely. And we are seeing Adefola with this chance. This might. Oh, that's the. Oh, I
Goodness,
said
look
it.
at
I
that through
said it.
pass. Adefola.
I
Oh
said it. I
goodness,
said
go
it.
ball.
I
Adefola
said it.
equalizer.
Anif has himself to blame because I do
Exactly.
not understand why you will be you have the lead and you decide to turn the game to an exhibition, to a training. You are playing against a
Mm.
big dog here, someone you know is uh, twice as dangerous as you are. You are not winning him by 10 goals to nothing. The margin is just one, and why do you decide to turn it to an exhibition? I almost
No,
decide if this game ends
and if he's probing, asking questions.
that was nearly considered there. But let's see. Maybe he can still come back to win this game. But he has himself to blame. He really has himself to blame. He's coming close. Can he put this in? Can he really? Oh, that was close. That was really close. The time is 89 minutes, and the time is not his friend here. Let's see. Let's see if
I think
he
we've seen
still has
our first
something to
official
offer.
draw.
Yeah, you see ourselves in to offer. Let's see. You see ourselves in to offer. We are having a different trying to get that killer goal here, but Nifa in the defense is so resolute, trying to make sure that this game ends in a stalemate, and I think that is how the game has ended. Our first official draw today, like we predicted earlier, Toby, if you can remember, that although
Exactly.
Adefola is a big dog, but Anif
Uh,
is not far away from him. And in this game, Anif has himself to blame because you cannot be leading with less than with like 10 minutes to go. You don't have a healthy lead like a 5-0 scoreline. You are playing against Anif, and you are now playing 1-2 tapping from the back. I mean,
Mm.
you shouldn't have done that. I mean, even that technique worked against you because it was from that passing that you were doing that Hanif took the ball and scored the equalizer. So he had himself to blame for this, and I hope that he has learned his lesson. He has learned it, and he has learned it the hard way. But for me, this should have been his first 3 points because he was able to contain Adefola to a reasonable extent, and just stay on for a few more minutes. But decide to start playing tiki taka against someone who is even better than you, and you gave him the ball, and he
that
he
that's
takes it.
Ash. Is he really better than Anif?
Like I said,
He has
the
been more
gap between both of
successful.
them is not, yeah, more successful, and the gap is between both of them is not that wide. So you are playing with someone that you know that probably is on the same scale with you, or even better than you, and you are having the
Yeah,
chance
yeah, true.
against him.
Very
Yeah, you
true.
don't just I mean, 5 minutes is enough for anybody to score 1 or 2 goals in football. You don't just because you
Hmm.
are leading, you now start saying you want to start playing 1-2 sticky taka. I mean, it is something that worked against him, and I hope he can hear us and he can learn. This would have been
Mm.
his first 3 points, and this would have been like a shocker to all other big gun there that this like that, like we say in pidgin parlance, no be shiri shiri, but the big gun has 1 point. The big gun has 1 point here. He also has his
he, had,
first
he
point.
had a
Maybe,
chance. He had a chance to collect the maximum 3 points, and he threw it away.
yeah, definitely. He had a chance. He had chances, and if he was more professional in the game, and if he was more decisive, ignore the tiki taka, because there was no way that would have worked for him. If he ignored it, would have had.
We're expecting feeds from Rufai versus Baji. The technical team are working on that particular one. We should get feed from Rufai versus Baji. But going on to the games, looking at all the games we've seen so far, we've seen 6-1 by it's a victory by Mitch. He defeated Izu 6-1. Kenny defeated Musi. Musi got a red card in that one. 5-4 it ended, and then Farouk defeated Yemi 4 goals to 2. Before now, then we saw just now the match that ended Anif versus Adefola, which ended in a stalemate. Like that's a complete draw, 4 goals to 4.
Yeah, definitely. A first draw of this competition, and we expect to see more games. We expect to see more of
I think.
the big boys
Mm.
slugging
And the
out the
table is
games at the
talking
end of
about
the
big boys, the table is taking shape. Look at the shape right now. Mitch is currently top of the table. Farouk is second. And then Mitch and Farouk, they both have 9 points. And then at third, we have Adefola. But I think that will change before night falls, because Mitch will still get to play against Killer Freak by 6:20 p.m. And also the game that will have Boyd will also be in action later today. So I think those guys will definitely come up with wins that will make the table still change before night falls.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, promises to be exciting, promise to be entertaining as we still have a lot of games, and there will still be a lot of movements in the table as we expect to see a change in the table. But let's see how it goes. Mitch is someone that showed that yesterday, he still has it in him because we are all thinking that he has lost his touch because in the last 1 or 2 competition he has not been the same player we know him to be. But yesterday he showed us that he could still be that player that could provide the results for us. So let's see how it goes. Let's see what happens in the other games. But it's exciting. Time will tell what happens. But they are expected to see a lot of changes in the table, and who goes up, who goes down. The fun is in finding out together. Just stay tuned as the gamers get ready, as the technical team get ready for us to see the best of e-game and e-game action.
So Anif gets his first point of the tournament, and then he currently sits at I'm trying to get his 15th on the log right now. With that 1 point he got from the game against Adefola. Adefola currently sits at third position. Do you think at the come end of the season, who do you think would be the surprise package? Because right now we've seen some players who we feel maybe they are not up to speed with the rest. Do you think any of those guys who we see as who who people might call, oh, this one are minors, you understand, oh, this one now two, oh, this one no sabi play reach this one, who do you think will be the surprise package in this tournament?
Well, for me, surprisingly, I don't think the big guns, any of the big guns will win this competition. I am
Really?
expecting, yeah, definitely.
So
I
neither,
understand
not Mitch, not
because
Farouk.
this is a league and this is not a cup. You understand? So
Hmm.
the
It's a
the the
marathon,
the
not a sprint.
the
You're right.
yeah. So the the minor players, if I may use that word for them, would understand that they have to improve and they have time on their side. So you'll be surprised that the winner of this competition will be someone that would have come from the 15th, to 10th to 9th to 8th,
Wow.
just climb
And
the
do you
table.
know one thing about the match coming up right now? Rufai versus Baji. Rufai, the giant slayer, he was the one who opened the River Nile yesterday against Indaboski. And ever since then, everyone started seeing Indaboski as a minus. And then Boyd took advantage of Indaboski. In this game, is it possible that we see Rufai repeat what he did against Indaboski against Baji Jr.?
Well, that would be a very, very uphill task because you also have to consider the fact that Buddy Jr. has an in-house coach, that's Buddy Senior. We saw him yesterday taking advice from Buddy Senior, and that. So Buddy Jr.
Baji
Yeah, be
Jr.
confirmed that. Okay, okay, all right. So, my network was acting up, but it feels good to be back here. So I was saying that Buddy Junior here has an advantage, a little advantage, and that is the fact that he's being coached by Buddy Senior, who is also the top
A
dog in
pro.
the e-games, a pro as well. So, he has an in-house coach, against him. But coming up against Rufai, as someone who opens the floodgate for the demolition of Indaboski yesterday. I mean, that would be a Rufai in high spirits, and coming up against someone in high spirit that would be calculating for him because if he does not ensure that the defense is well organized and well marshaled, he might be in for a licking as well. But he's someone that has proved that he can also defend well and he can attack as well. So let's see how it goes for him. I don't. I'm not expecting to see a high scoring match here, but I won't be surprised if at the end of the day, Baji gets the victory because you know I believe that yesterday's games against Indaboski was a little bit of fluke, or maybe Indaboski was not up to the task yesterday, but he should have learned from yesterday and he should have indeed been structured.
Baji conceded lots of goals yesterday. Let's not forget that Baji currently sits is one of the rock bottom players in this tournament. He's currently on 19th on the log, just better off than Indaboski himself. So if you look at Baji right now, he has a goal difference of -7. That's a lot.
Yeah, a lot. And coming up in this competition, aside from the 3 points, goals are other things you also have to take note of. And if you
Hmm.
are consuming a lot of goals, you might be having issues with your goal difference because at the end of the day, may not be goal difference that would stand between you and the prize money. It will be so painful. But it is still early days. He has time. He needs to ensure he gets a victory, and that would be so hard for him. But let's see how it goes. Time will tell as he is getting ready to come on the pitch of play.
Hmm. Okay. How about in terms of goals? What should we expect from the star match of the day, which is Mitch taking on Killer Freak by 6:20 p.m. Tonight?
It's going to be exciting. It's going to be entertaining, and Mitch, has shown that he still has it, but Killer Freak has the momentum. The last events he has been in, he has been winning and winning with a good margin. But it's going to be like current champion versus old champion, like the battle of the champion, if you ask me. But it's going to be exciting. Mitch against most of the big boys recently, he has not really been, on top. But this is another chance for him to indeed try and get it. So let's see how it goes for him. I am tipping a Killer Freak to take this one, but Mitch can indeed pull up a surprise and win this one too as well.
Okay, so you feel um, he is gonna serve as a wounded lion, and then it will come out guns blazing. Killer Freak.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely.
Hmm.
But Killer Freak should take this one. But Mitch has a lot of chances here as well, and he still has a lot to prove as well.
Hmm. All right, let's go for a break. We'll be back shortly, and then we'll take you through the next couple of games. We have Rufai versus Baji. We're having a bit of technical issue concerning that particular game, and then the next game after that will be Imaji versus Rhymes Bobo. It would also interest our listeners and our viewers that Rhymes Bobo defeated Killer Freak in the group stage of the integral tournament sometimes last year.
Yes, definitely. I mean, he has proven that he could be someone that could defeat one or two of the big guns. But when it matters most, he does not turn up. But he had another
Hmm.
chance today to try and see if he turns up. So let's give him the opportunity. Let's see what he does. And then let's hope that this time around he will turn up. But he's a giant killer here. He has shown it before. And Mitch has to be careful.
From the look of things, the game we might come to watch next after this quick break might be the match that has Imaji taking on Rhymes Bobo because we're having network issues with the game Rufai versus Baji, but that of Imaji versus Rhymes Bobo, we should have a good feed for that particular one. We see you right after the break.
Oh, I'd have to be twice as tall at least to feel better than I do. Yes, I'd have to be twice as tall at least. I mean me multiplied by two. I mean me multiplied by two. Oh, I'd have to be thrice as wide at least to feel better, you'll agree. Yes, I'd have to be thrice as wide at least. I mean me magnified by three. By three. I mean me magnified by three. I've been kind of hazy.
I remember when I couldn't level up. I was trying, but I couldn't level up. It was rough. So start feeling like I had enough, then I contemplate giving up. If you're feeling like you can't level up, I'ma make you not stop at all. Because right when you start feeling like you can't level up, that's when you have to shut the devil up. I remember when I couldn't level up, no, my money couldn't level up. Doing what I must, seem like there's always another level up. That's why you always find me looking up. But sometimes, and I'm alive, you know me, I have to rebel up. My hair about my fights in the club. Every day me try level up, so me striking them hard, me go hard until I get to God.
You can do it, wow, wow. Never, 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 never stop. Come on, sir, papa, why? You can do it, wow, wow. Never, 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 never stop. Come on, sir, papa, why? Ah, yeah, yeah.
I remember when I couldn't level up, cause the Grammys had me feeling sick as fuck, throwing up and shit. Asking questions like, why wasn't us? Almost had a nigga feeling envious. Tell them say them can't bury us. Tell them say them can't bury us. Cause the love make me stand up every time when me fall. Come back standing twice as tall. I never thought that I could level up till I started filling all these venues up. All I wanted was weed in my bristle and some VVS to ice my bezel up. Some of my guys might never see the sun. Some of them still peddle drugs. If you know that you ain't never show me love and you like me better when me gonna boss, boy, I'm telling you. I remember selling on my tour. I remember feeling legendary in Wembley every night. And you can never take the pride away from my mama. You'd be proud of me too if you knew where I was coming from. And to anybody with it doubts me, I swear to make sure you never forget about me. If you think it's over, then you must be drowsy. I'm a motherfucking legend and I say it proudly.
Jekyll Cook. Oh, Jekyll Cook. Jekyll Cook. Jekyll Cook. Anya feko, Jekyll, you can do it, wow, wow. Never, 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 never stop. Come on, sir, papa, why? Anya feko, Jekyll, you can do it, wow, wow. Never, 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 never stop. Come on, sir, papa, why?
Sometimes you're in a situation where you have no choice.
Yeah.
You have to fight.
Yeah.
Fight, my people. Don't be afraid to step into your greatness, people. I know it's scary.
Wake up!
But it's magical. God made us. He made them magical beings. It's important how you look at yourself and you view yourself. How you look at your brother, how you look at your sister. We from the same tribe. It's black love. It's that real love.
Wake up!
Whoa! Alarm clock, all stand up. When I wake up, I descend the money. Who descend the money? I descend the money. Who descend the money? I descend the money. Some people want the dark instead of to thank the Lord. Some people no wake up. I descend the money. Who descend the money?
awake yet?
And I tell you my God, you know my style, you know big chance, then it's all up, babe. If you say you get the man, then you wanna try, you could go die, baby. You've been a landslide for a long time, but then no one believe me. All up when I come back, you one try, but you do I'm if it easy. Who bad enough, who do it like her? Waking up all my cellular work, your back and your spine, I've got to go break, carry my weight, because I'm way too big. Too big to be fucking with you. I mean, fucking with you. Because I'm way too smart. Way too smart to be fucking with you. Try fucking with you. Because I'm way too cool. Way too cool to be losing my cool. Judy, Judy, I bring the thunder like Moody. They say I'm on drugs, see me on Moody. But everything they talk, still know they do me. That's not because me, I be screwed. Before my life changed, I lived in the movie. Used to roll with the shank just like Julie. Still walk on cause I'm unruly. Beat my case cause I'm hungry. Took my place as the shine bumper of the Nigerian Rudy. Because I'm way too big. Way too big to be fucking with you. Be fucking with you. Because I'm way too smart. Too smart to be fucking with you. Try fucking with you. Cause I'm way too cool. Way too cool to be losing my cool.
African giant brother boy has been sighted on top of my...
And I tell you my God, you know my style, you know big chance, then it's all up, baby. If you say you get the man, then you wanna try, you could go die, baby. You've been a landslide for a long time, but then no one believe me. All of when I come back, you one try, but you do I'm if it easy.
Shit. Let's go, bro. Go, bro.
That game looks good. Rams Bobo have scored the second goal. It's currently 2 goals to zero. I mean, we should get a good game in this particular one. Imagi versus
Nah,
Rhymes
that was
Bobo,
stupid,
and
bro.
it's 2 goals to zero in favor of Rhymes Bobo.
Yes, definitely. I promise it to be exciting. But imagine, started on the
When I
wrong
win
foot.
like
It's
that.
20 minutes old already, and he has considered two, and that is a very very sad one for him in this competition. But if he has time, can he, set a comeback,
Bro,
or
what kind of
can he
marking is that, bro?
orchestrate a comeback? Time will
Chillax.
tell. But I really don't see that happening here against the Rams, who has shown that he might not be that big, but he also knows how to play, and that is what he is doing right now, winning by 2 goals to nothing against Imagi.
Imagine has scored one beautiful
Definitely,
goal, beautiful goal
good
by
good one for Imagi, reducing that deficit by 1 goal. So the score is now 2 goals to 1. But Ryan's ball is staying with the ball, trying to see if he can increase the score. And Ryan's ball in the midfield, spreading the ball from
Yo, of
left to
course,
right.
bro. Henry.
Ryan's ball giving his to the winger from the right, and making that a true pass. But
Ah, shit.
Imagi can defend
That
that,
finesse
and
was the
we
reason
have
why I
a
didn't score that
corner.
shot.
Let's see. Can Rhymes Bobo be the
Can you
corner
just give me the
specialist
ball?
here?
Yeah.
Time with them. He swings it in. That was a beautiful header, and Imagine gets to defend that. Rhymes Bobo
Yo,
still
please
trying
start
to
up
see
for
if he
him.
can get in the chances. We still
But
excited,
if
but
if you look at this
they will
Imagine.
game,
send me.
Rhymes Rhymes Bobo has bulk of the ball possession.
Yeah, definitely. And he also, has the most important statistics in this match, which is the goals. He's someone that can possess and he can penetrate. That's
I saw
one thing
it.
that makes him
Please.
important. But yeah, Imagine has, successfully reduced the deficit, and he still has time. 2-1 in the first half, 30 minutes older. I imagine with the ball now, going to the midfield, trying to see if he can orchestrate something. I give the ball to the winger, but he's trying to beat a man
Oh,
who is
Bro,
trying
Imagine
to create
almost
space for
yeah,
himself.
man.
Uh,
Rhymes Obo has the ball now in the final third of Imagine, and he's trying
No,
to create
Rhymes, you're
chance,
making
try
like
to
silly mistakes, bro.
create something for himself, but it's not so clear. He's just trying to
Bro, chill.
the road is like a roadblock, and then he's trying to like
yeah,
maneuver
Let me
himself
change my number for
just to
you
create
now.
a chance.
yeah, definitely. That is Imagine making it hard for him. I guess he woke up late.
Yo,
He
wait, I
considered
swear to
two,
God, I
and
didn't do
he
that. I
was
passed,
waking up,
bro.
but he
Driven
woke up
pass.
late. But
Yo,
the good news is that he's just having 1 goal to score, and if he can just score 1 goal, this game would be a tie. But this game is as well even because even Imagine is not letting down his horse, but Imagine still with the ball from the
oh
left,
my God, this game
trying
is
to
a joke,
orchestrate
man.
something.
How did
What a
how
beautiful
did
chip
Dumfries
in there
boost
too,
that ball there
the
when
left
I was
winger,
just
but
holding
he
my
goes back
R2
and
X, bro.
arrives Bobo.
R2
I
is not
guess
even
the
my
ball
sprint.
again. Ryan's Bobo with the
What the
ball,
fuck?
trying to beat the right man, but I imagine coming again. I'm imagine from the left winger. I imagine trying to see if he can create a space for a shot. Imagine goes to the right. Imagine comes down. Imagine comes to the left, but he has squared in the ball for his teammate, and Imagine still trying to see if he can make things happen. What a beautiful chip, and that was closer. That should have been the equalizer for Imadi Junior because indeed he made this thing so well. That chip was beautiful, but he could not indeed get uh, that final pass. That would have been a 2-2, a fantastic way for him to end the match. But 45 minutes in the second half, we still have a long way to go. So let's see what happens